Yes, yes, we are back. We are back. Professor Melly Mel. Let me let y'all get aboard there. See that Malcolm in the back? I got my Malcolm vibe going today. Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman. Click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. So and drop a comment down below. So when that dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. How are you guys doing this evening? We're in the house today. It's Wisdom Wednesday. So know this. Some people, this is the wisdom, right? Know this. Some people will not hear you regardless of how much, how loud, how truthful, how loving, or how profound you may speak. You just got to wish them well and let them go. It's just that simple. You got to wish them well and let them go. I was speaking to a brother today, somebody that I haven't spoken in a long time, and we talked about talk along those just lines right there. If you guys may know in the Boulevard ride, I mean, we had a very, very profound and just a gentleman's conversation. I was vibing off of everything he was telling me, and he said that to me. You know, I put it in a little more context, but if I recall the conversation, basically what he was telling me, man, regardless, some people just ain't gonna hear what you're saying, Mel. And I registered that. I registered that. So without further ado, let me bring in the guest. There he is, right there. He's in there too. ah, uh, there you go. Wait a minute, Lee. Let me bring you in. Okay. Ah, there you go, Lee. What's going on? What's
What's
going
up,
on?
Miguel? What's happening, man?
Man, Professor Melly Mel is in the house. I'm here. Let me give a shout out to a couple of people. So cool. What's good? Jimmy Jump 20. Yeah, we talked earlier, Jimmy. I see you, baby. Mustafa Williams in the house. Johnny Sullivan, El Cinco, Marlena Williams. How are you? Was Wisdom Window? OG Steve. What's good, bro? Chris Irvin. Derek Mobley. Yes, sir. And E Money is in the house. Tonight we have a special guest. I just gave you the wisdom, man. The wisdom is, and you probably know this guy too, Lee. I was talking to Boulevard Rod, man, Rod Parker today, man. We had a great conversation today, and just really profound, man. So, how are you doing today, Lee?
Hey, man, I don't have no complaints. I'm out the way. I
That's
don't have
my
no
guy.
complaints.
That's my guy, Lee. So,
So,
Lee, um, let's get some context, man, because we got to build up, man. Because I got some Cynthia's in the house. Hello, Cynthia. How are you? Cynthia's in there, Lee.
hey, Cent, who my
We got,
sister?
that's who's Lee. Who is Cynthia?
My sister?
That's your sister. There it is. There. We gotta share her, there, Lee. We gotta share her, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Shout out to the Mailroom Goons. We are in there. We sorted. The mailroom is being sorted. There's no junk mail. There's no garbage. There are no disputes. We're just in here to share the information and put it in the right context and hoping that it lands very softly to where you guys get something from it, because that is my goal, is give you substantive conversation, things that you can take and apply it in your life. Okay, without further ado, we got Lee Ford. Lee, so tell me, man, where did you grow up at, Lee? Let's start with right there, man.
Well, I grew up in the Lewis Park area. And then from there, half of my life was in Fruitown. And then we was in the mob. So we was all over Compton on the east side.
So what year did you move over there on the east side?
It had to be like 71,
71.
72.
So growing up during that time, maybe 71, 72, how old were you at that point?
Just say I was in elementary. I
You was in elementary.
was in elementary.
But it was your dad that guided your direction, and it's kind of like because your dad had I don't remember the story quite, but maybe you could fill in the gaps. So your dad became familiar with the guys in the neighborhood, right, or in
Oh,
the
yeah,
community.
yeah. He
So
knew he
fill us
knew
in
him
on
all.
that.
Part
I say
was
fill us in on your dad's relationship with the guys in the surrounding neighborhood.
well, he used to throw the parties at our house on Orchard,
Uh huh.
and Porky, Herman, Hurt, Willie, all of them used to be over
So
there.
when you say Porky, Porky Pyro, Herman Jr.,
Yeah,
Willie T.
absolutely.
Okay, did
Cynthia,
bartender ever there too?
who?
Bartender.
Uh, I can't remember. I can't remember.
Okay, keep going, then, Lee. I don't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt you. I just want to
So
make sure we talk about this.
everybody was there. Everybody,
Okay.
Marcus, all of them.
Uh huh.
So they had respect for Pops. So Pops was cool. Pops was cool. And plus, he put a lot of them in the service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Big Jeffrey, I believe Herman. One of them went. It's been so long.
Uh huh.
Smiley used to be at the house. Smiley Robinson, Stanley, everybody.
Stanley Pitts.
Yeah, yeah.
So, man, you practically had the whole park right there at your house.
Yeah, yeah.
So, being that you was in that atmosphere, how did that impact your life?
I wanted to be just like them.
Uh huh.
Just like I wanted to be just like them. Because they was gangsters.
And what was fascinating about them that you just wanted to be like them?
Well, that's what happened with kids. When you're
Mm-hmm.
a child, you only become what you see, not knowing, not knowing the pros and cons. What you see, like how you see the dope dealers and all that. You want that nice car because it's what you see,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to be like them. Didn't know no better. We was all bamboozled.
So, so, man, I can go. We can go on and on with these names. Bojangles, Spencer Part Time, Whoop. We could just go on and on with these names. I'm sure they were all there. And Skull, because me and you talked about Skull, of course.
Yeah, Skull, absolutely. All of them was there. When I say all of them, like you say, Spencer, Part Time, and Juju. Not
Not
Felix,
Felix,
the other Juju.
the other Juju.
Yeah, and Part Time, not tall time, but part time.
Right, Spencer.
Spencer, absolutely. Yeah, everybody was there. It was. I did a little joke on them one time. They was having a party, right? I don't know if you can remember this record. Remember this record that went, Career, I'm Crip Dog. You remember that record?
I don't, but tell us about
Oh
it.
man, they was out all in there partying, and I put that record on, right?
Uh huh.
Everybody went crazy. Turn that shit up. Who playing that? Hey man, I was a clown. That was crazy. I've been thinking about some old times, man.
Hey man, the '70s was a different time, man. I tell you, man, we had some great time. I remember we used to attend the parties, Schoolboy Crush, and all that different stuff. One Way playing. It was just a different time, different era, and people were still respectable at that time, Lee.
A lot of people back then they didn't like discernment. Now these kids these days they have no discernment. They even lack courage.
Man, that's yeah. I often I'm lost for words when I try to articulate what's going on with our youth, but they gotta, what I mean. They drinking the mental side, man. It's a form of mental side, man, and They're very limited in capacity, very limited in the thought process, and they we're in a microwave age. Everything got to be right now, right now, right now.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to be patient. Nobody wants to take, the long way. Everybody wants to use a shortcut, you know what I mean, to get through life and to have all the, but big rims don't make you no man. Rolex watch don't make you no man. Gold teeth don't make you no man. It's what you put into yourself, man, because we fashion this life with our own hand, Lee. And we
Right.
have to be particular about what goes in and what comes out. So
Absolutely.
I'm trying to model myself after, you know what I mean? Because here's how I see it, man. I was once a menace to society. Now I'm a minister to the society. You understand? I
Right.
have to flip that, you know what I mean? Because that's a cancer, Lee. And if you take a little bit of part of that life and put it in your pocket right here, you know, at some point it continues to grow and grow and grow until it grabs you and pull you right back into that, you know.
Absolutely.
So we have to get beyond that, and how we get beyond it is education, reading, dialogue, opening up, being able to communicate. Like you and I, people don't know, you and I communicate. How do we communicate, Lee?
Man, probably 3, 4 all week, every week. Mel, when I think of these youth, and it's sad, man, how they just destroying their neighborhood, killing kids. It's just sad to me. We're not scared of them. We try to save them from going through what we've been through. I'd have been shot by the Tanners. I didn't went to the penitentiary, all that, and we trying to keep them from going through what we went through because we was lost, man. We actually trying to save the whole community. We not trying to get get the red together and get the blue. We trying to stop the killing. Period. You know
So
what I
when you
mean?
say when you say you got shot, what year was that, Lee?
That was in the '80s. I had like a red '67 convertible, and they was always trying to catch me. And one day the light stopped me.
Where were you at, Lee?
Rosecrans right in front of the hamburger stand.
Oh man, yeah, you was in the wrong place, brother.
Oh yeah. I was in the wrong place. Big Clyde was on the bus, right? You know Big Clyde, BB them.
Yeah, yeah, I know Clyde, BB, Frankie, Joyce.
Yeah. Big Clyde said, "I saw you out the window of the bus," and I said, "Man, who's this nigga with this red hat on? He sure got heart." Before you know it, I was like, "Hey man, I was trying to get the hell up out of there."
Hey man, I gotta say, man, that was a dangerous part of Rosecrans. I mean, on all ends, Rosecrans was like, it was like, man, either end, whether you was blue or red, if you was at the wrong end of Rosecrans, it could be
Yeah,
bad for you.
absolutely. But
Shout
you
out to
know, another
Destiny
thing,
Castaneда, shout out to Crystal, shout out to Craig, shout out to.
yeah,
Uh,
Mel, what I want to interject, a lot of these guys out here on these streets, they didn't come out back then.
oh no,
They didn't hang out. I couldn't get them to ride with me in the rag. They wouldn't do none of that. But now they the OGs. But a lot of them is hot. It's actually like the blind leading the blind,
uh huh.
but now it's the snitch leading the snitches.
Oh wow, that's
So they
deep,
they
Lee.
they all crumble one day. They all crumble.
That's deep, man. That's
Yeah.
deep, man. So, what school did you attend, Lee?
I went to Foster Elementary in Compton. Then I went from there to Whaley. Then I went from Whaley to Dominguez. I graduated from Dominguez.
So that's when you got to Dominguez, things got interesting, right?
Oh man, yeah, yeah. You know, the way we grew up in our neighborhood, we had by looters, it was a tight knit, so we didn't see nobody. So the only thing we heard was blah 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 blah. But then when I went to Dominguez, right, even from Foster to Whaley, and when I got to Dominguez, I said, Mama, this dude's up there wearing blue rags. it, was, it was like a shock. So, man, to me, man, that was the best school I ever went to, though,
man. And you was actually good friends with one of my homies, one of my little homies. Share that
man.
experience
Oh,
with us.
Arthur Gibbons, man.
That's Chop Chop, man. I talked about Chop Chop.
Man, that hurts me to this day because we grew up together. We played together as kids. And you know, once you get in high school, you know how it go, Mel. You go your own separate ways. But we was always buddies. So that was actually my protection when I went down Rosecrans. When I got to the light, because you know, remember he hung at the store.
Right.
Yeah. That was my buddy, man.
So you could say that you and Arthur predominantly went to school together and hung out together. And
absolutely.
Was there ever any situations where you had to speak on his behalf and he had to speak on your behalf?
Well, you know what? When we was at the D, I forget who he went head up with, right? But I made sure none of the homies wouldn't jump on him. But he got his head up. But, you know, I really wanted to break it up early because Art had the homeboy ears and nose bleeding. Art was putting it on me, man.
Hey, man, I tell you, man, that man could fight. He fight hard. You know what I mean? He was, you know.
That was my boy, man.
Yeah, man. And man, rest in peace to him, man. And rest in peace to anybody that lost their lives during that time. So moving ahead, Lee, at what time did you start like noticing that this was something that wasn't going to fit in your life like you anticipated originally? I'm talking about the gangbang. At some point you had to get somewhere and say, wait a minute, man, I got to change something. When did that happen?
You know, when you're a kid and you playing a board game or even baseball or something, and when an op start cheating, you usually quit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they cheating now.
Mm-hmm.
So I caught on when the snitches started acting like they was hard. They came back and when you could tell, you know what I'm saying? It was no telling because I don't like snitches, I don't like pedophile, and I don't like rapists.
Mm-hmm.
And when I seen that's happening to where they were showing them love, it was over with for me. And then when I went to the pen and seeing you know, that county jail boy is a beast.
Uh-huh.
And when I seen how the homies was doing, like the younger homies, you know what I'm saying? It started getting, you know, they wasn't doing me like that. They was doing, and I had to stick up for a whole lot of people that was in there. You know, it was crazy time when I knew when I did my time. I only did 3 years. When I did my time and came out, I was done. I seen it all crumbling. I saw it.
Shucks, Lee, you bullied the bully.
Well, you know, they know I get out. You know, this big old head on me and these dubs, they knew it was gonna be a match. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have no problem on that east side. Not at all.
What was your max bench, Lee?
Just like 415, somewhere up in there, about 415.
And what was your biceps on the hang?
Like by some dub, 21s, 20s.
Okay.
So
and you pretty much carried that all through your life, right? I mean,
well, you know, the homies that say that I was swole in high school, but I was a little guy.
Uh-huh.
Now I only weigh about 243.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, about 5'11", 243. So
well, that
you froze, Millie Mill.
Lee,
Yeah, we lost you. No, you sound distorted.
Lee.
I can hear you, but it's distorted. There you go.
That's I get it.
Hey, that ain't me, Melly Man.
Sorry about that, Lee, man. Internet had dropped, man. That's
I know.
crazy.
Yeah, you got those Santa Ana winds out there.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry about that. Apologize to everybody in chat, man. We was going so good.
Yeah, man. But I miss those old days, man.
Yeah, man. Those days were was phenomenal. Yeah, while the professor is on the break, let's get those likes up. Exactly. Right on, Crystal. I appreciate that. Marlena, I appreciate you and Crystal. I appreciate all you guys do. I apologize to everybody in the chat. I temporarily lost internet. But so when you was at Dominguez and then you okay, we left Dominguez and then you realized that you just didn't have the stomach no more for that, for being
Well,
in the circus.
it didn't happen right. I was like, I would say I got out to peeing about 2,800 hung around, then it started, you start seeing things. But I was over there till about, I mean, not over there, but I say when I got into my 30s.
Okay.
When I got
Okay.
early
So
30s.
okay. So what? At what point did you meet James and Suge?
I knew James since the 80s. They stayed like down the street where well, he stayed on Killing. Suge stayed down the street from
And so, what point did you meet Suge? Actually,
me.
hung out with him or whatever.
Me and Suge was messing around with each other when I was around 11 or 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 13 or something.
So you
He,
guys were pretty familiar with one another.
yeah, he's not new on the block. He's not new on the block.
Okay.
Yeah, he been around there, but he just didn't hang with us like that. But he was always hard headed.
Okay. Give me an example when you say he was always hard headed. Explain that.
Well, he can lie good. He can lie. He was always trying to fight. And if he couldn't win, then he go get the twins. Ronald
That's
and Donald.
Ronald and Donald.
Yeah, they was the truth. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that was my boys, man. That's my partners.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at some point did you guys form an alliance, you, James, and Suge, or how did that happen?
Well, to be truthful, it was always that area was always Luda's Park.
Uh-huh.
The whole east side was Luda's Park. Right?
True.
And then when it broke off, but the headquarters was Luda's Park. So we was allowed. You can say Hollywood, you can say Lime Hood, Elm Street, but it all fell in the umbrella of Luda's Park.
Uh-huh.
So like the older cat, well, they didn't know much people as I knew, because remember I've been around there since '71.
Uh-huh.
So the people I knew like Doc and all them, they didn't know him like I did. So they was Luda's Park Mob, and then we switched over to Luda's Park Mob, and then now the youngsters now is just they just straight mob.
You see that tag right there by Chris Irvin?
What do you say?
They say he got a good story on Ancient Black Tone, starting out in business. And we're gonna get to that part right there, Chris. And I appreciate that question, man. That's a great question. Oh, there goes Cynthia. Let them know, Lee. Let them know.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No, because and that was all thing. My whole thing when I was trying to explain to Ayatollah. You know what I mean? I was just simply trying to help the information that he was giving. It was just lacking in substance for me because I don't want him to misconstrue what I was trying to do, but I do have to help him because you can't leave out all your China dogs yourself. You can't leave out Bojangles, Smiley, and Bartender, and LB, Tam. You just can't leave those guys out of that sequence. I don't care how you put it, man, but when you trying to give that history, those guys have to be in that. You know what I mean? Yellow Ice, Baba Louie, Nate, Lil Vince, again, Big Herman Jr., Big Jeffrey, you go on and you go all down to Stanley Pitts, of course, Randy McQuiller, you can't leave these guys out of that.
The OG twins.
Right. You just can't, man. And I appreciate everybody, hit that like button if you step up into the room, man, because it helps me, continue to do these things and get these people like Lee, because Lee is a very valuable. So, Lee, let's get into it, man. So, at what point did made you want to get into the music business? Who inspired you with the music business?
Well, it was actually I had a nephew, right? My nephew, Fudge, and Corey, Mad. They called him Mad. They had a group called Teenage Pimp Squad.
Uh-huh.
So meanwhile, Death Row was going on. So my nephew told me somebody named DJ Unknown. I just got out the pen. I don't know what he talking about. He just was coming to me for help. Somebody named DJ Unknown took some money from them. They was on a compilation with MC8, Compton Most Wanted, and all that. So I told Suge, I said, look, Suge, if you can catch DJ Unknown for me, let me know. Give me a call. Anyway, actually, I told my boy Jake, the one that got killed in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
So Jake called me and said, Lee, we got DJ Unknown in the Red Room. You know, they had a Red Room up at Death Row where they be whooping on people.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, remember my nephew told me he stole from them, right?
Right.
But when my nephew found out it was serious, my nephew then called me that same night. I guess Unknown called him, trying to explain to him he didn't take nothing from him. So my nephew knew how serious I was. It was like, man, tell him to stop. You know, he was like, man, tell him don't do nothing to him. He didn't take nothing from me. So I ended up telling him, nah, man, my nephew said he didn't take nothing.
Okay.
So from there, I got into it helping my nephew, pushing their record.
Uh-huh.
So then I had this group called Man Nation. And I ended up putting they did a song called Hotel Motel.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I ended up putting Quick on there, High C on there. My homeboy Mossberg was on there. And yeah, the record was getting played.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, then we was messing with Tony, my boy Tone.
Black Tone.
Yeah, so the plan was we was gonna all fall up under Shepherd Lane.
So is that when Stan Shepard, you guys know Stan Shepard. Let me explain this, give a little background too. Stan Shepard and Lee Ford has been in business. How many years, Lee?
Man, over 25, man. We done made a lot of money together.
There it is there, man.
We made a
So
lot of money together.
when you guys were signing these deals, you know, you guys actually, one deal in particular that sticks out was the 1 point something million deal you had. And who was that deal with? Was that Warner Brothers?
Yeah, that was Warner Brothers. Yeah.
And what year was that?
I want to say 2006, 2007. I can't remember. Ayatollah, he was the role manager, right?
Wait a minute. You talking about Ayatollah Mar?
Yeah, he was the role manager.
Okay, go ahead.
And he was the role manager, so the money was coming in like 300,000, 90, 100, some 300,000. And Marvin went in there and told, he'll tell you, he went in there and told head of promotion, while she was watching BET. You know, she's a promoter lady, but that's what breaks your record. He said, you don't do nothing, all you do. He said something to this effect. All you do is watch video. And that was the kiss of death. You know.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me this man sunk a 1 point something million deal based on just opening up his mouth at the wrong time?
Faster you can say, "Mama, come here, baby," than boo boo.
Good God Almighty! So wait a minute, Lee. And I'm not trying to be facetious there. This man has a history of opening his mouth at the wrong time. That's me saying that, not you, Lee.
But no. He know that. Yeah, Marv know that. He'd tell you it was just a nigga in him. He didn't mean no harm. But yeah, he'd tell you he didn't know. He didn't know
he actually had a Negro moment doing a 1 point something million. That's outrageous, Lee.
Man. And then, you know, the artist ended up going to jail for a murder up in New Jersey.
Wow.
And he told the artist to stay out the club. You know, they ended up stumping somebody to death up in New Jersey. So we had to get lawyers. Oh, man, it was a mess. But, you know, we made probably, if y'all listen to more, we made probably like 900. 900 some thousand. So we did good, you know. we tried to push little Bobby DeBarge through. He was signed to the label.
Uh-huh.
So, but he just
So what? How did you not even? So what made you not get involved in the death row stuff, though, Lee?
because remember I think they started when they started '92.
I'm not for sure. I know it's early '90s.
Yeah, and then I paroled in middle of '91. So when they had all the homies there with them, but I mean, they had some the ruthless homies with them. So I knew if I go that way, I was going back. You know what I mean? So I
Uh-huh.
got me a little warehouse job when I first came home, and I started doing that. And Suge used to get mad too, but then a lot of people
In what regard, Lee?
because I worked and I didn't want to go over there with him at one time. And then a lot of people say he really didn't want me there because if he couldn't control you, he didn't want you there. He
So
couldn't.
is this like a matter of him wanting to keep certain people close so he can keep an eye on them? Was that part of it too?
Yeah, tell me whoever worked that death row, they didn't even own a car.
They didn't own a car.
No, they didn't own a car. They didn't even. I don't even think they had an apartment. He was getting them, but he go to killer thing. I bought a house in Lakewood, right?
Uh-huh.
And I called him, and he hit me with the down payment for the house, and I wasn't even working with him.
Yeah, because when I was talking to James just told me, I thought James was joking. He said, man, we had credit cards. I said, credit cards? That was a multi-million-dollar corporation.
Man, they didn't want James around because James, man. One time James was with me. He said, "Look, Lee, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go up to death row. I'm gonna act a fool. You grab me, and we're gonna get paid."
Come on, Lee.
James
For
would say,
real?
and it went just like that. He went up there, started kicking stuff. It was all a plan. You know what I'm saying? And I
And
grabbed it.
Suge broke out the checkbook.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. I mean, how how fun was it? Was it a lot of fun being around those individuals, or what was it? Was it intense? What type of atmosphere was it, Lee?
Like hanging in the hood, hanging around the homies in the neighborhood. It wasn't. You know what I asked Stan one time, and Stan will tell you this. I think this probably a year ago. I asked Stan, "Well, should consider a celebrity?" Because I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. He was just a regular old dude. He was just a homie. You know what I mean? Remember, I've been knowing him since I was 12 or 13.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was around. I went through the whole. Snoop would tell you, I went through his whole murder trial with him.
So wait a minute. So what was was you like the bodyguard for Snoop or something?
Yeah, yeah. I was one of the security. Yeah.
Hmm. And you went through that whole murder trial with him, and
Right.
at what point did you break off from that circumstance?
Uh, when Stan is real sharp, right?
Stan Shepard.
Yeah. And when I think Suge had Robin Leach on
The
the
rich and
show,
famous guy?
yeah, showing him
Hey,
this,
Robin Leach. This is the rich and famous.
yeah. And Stan told me, he said, "Lee, that's a kiss of death. Watch, he about to go down." And you can see the signs where he wasn't, he didn't care because he had people in his ear saying, leave them alone. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So I knew it was gonna fall apart. It was gonna fall apart. But the crazy thing was Suge told me before he went to jail. He said if he had to do it all over again, he'd do it the same way. So,
I mean, he would have in hindsight is 22, man. I think, man, he couldn't do it the same way. I mean, because if you do 360, Lee, you wind up in the same space. Do we really want to wind up in the same space, or do we want to alter it a little bit till we wind up in a better position?
I
That's
mean,
just my thinking.
well, we wouldn't do the same thing, but he said he will.
That's interesting, man.
So he really helped them. He really helped a whole lot of people out.
Lee, I like in my thinking, man. I like the young because they're strong. I
Right.
like the old because they know the way. And I think often we have to have a mixture of both in order to achieve our goals. And I'm talking about with this group thing and how we get past certain things in our culture. And I think it's important that we somehow we figure out how to bring these youngsters in, bring them into the huddle, give them, just give them some things, some tools that they can work with and
Right.
help them just be better, man, because they're so lost, man.
Yeah, that's what it is, Bill. They lost. They don't have no clue, and they fighting. And we was kids going when my father used to go by Miss Nunn and them when we was kids. We used to go over there and play at the park. And we knew everybody. We knew everybody's parents. And these kids out here these days, they don't know nobody.
Some of them don't even know their own parents, Lee.
No, they don't know them. So it's sad. Because
Really sad.
my way, I stay away from there because my way would be like, just erase them. If they ain't no good, just start, put on your army fatigue, because
Stand the man, what's good?
they destroying the neighborhood. They destroying the community. Our community, Compton can be just as good as Beverly Hills.
Yes.
It's just as better. But
Isn't it ironic that every time you see somebody in a movie or you see somebody that has a celebrity behind their name and when they're trying to articulate something bad or something, they always mention Compton. Oh yeah, they from Compton or that chick from Compton, man. You know what I mean? It's funny like how they always do that, whether it's radio, television, cable, it don't matter. You always hear Compton come up in the conversation.
Mhm.
But yet Compton it just have it's a gold mine, man. There's so much content there. It's it's a treasure, talent. You know what I mean? It just, man, Compton can be anything, like you said, it can be better than Beverly Hills.
It can be better than Beverly Hills, man.
Because it's the hub, Lee. It sits in the center of everything.
Yeah, me and my sister Cynthia, we was talking like we gotta put something. We're gonna put something together, but I always say you gotta treat them like you eat fish with a lot of bone, just so you don't hurt them. Because they here I am almost 60, and they like 21, 22, but they think they know more than you. So it's kind of they discombobulated. It's their brain pattern ain't working right. It's not working right. I lost a son in the streets. Yeah,
can we talk about it, Lee?
Yeah. I
So
lost little Lee, huh?
So when you say you lost a son, can you give us a little background or just, I mean, if you feel like sharing. I don't want to.
No. Yeah, he was hanging in out of Fruit Town, and they went to go do something. But Lil Lee had hands. It was like the older homie kept calling me, man. You could calling me, telling me that him and Ducky's Lil Cheeks, they was beating up on people. So every time I catch him, I'll be like, boy, going off on him. But he got killed in Georgia.
Shout out to Mob James in the chat, man. He say how I get you, Lee.
Hey James, tell him. Tell James I'll let you know about that story.
Okay. Hey, but Lee, and I don't want to lose focus here. So your son was out of town in Atlanta. What was the sole purpose of him being out? Was he, what was he doing? He was being in the
trying to
business?
go set up shop, right?
Uh-huh.
He was trying to go set up shop, but he worked. The cold part is, growing up with parents like ours, you gonna work, right? So he worked at Boeing, but it was a weekend. So him and a couple of his homeboys, went out to Georgia. They was in Columbus, Georgia. That's where he got killed at.
Oh my God. So, but he spent a lot of time in Fruittown, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man, they're my guys over there, man. Big Ducky, Big Dave, Stanley Simon, Bubba Simon, Emmett Smith, Emmett Burks, Melvin Burks, Zenas Burks, Derek Burks, PC Cuba, Robert Cuba, Big Money Russell. I mean, Strawberry, Fly, Darwin, Spinny Ford, man. All the Palmertons, the Hunters, Cordy, man. All the Fruittown, man. They're my guys over there, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I grew up with them guys. Nathan Nixon, Gangster Nate. That's my guy right there, man.
Hey, that's how I started making a lot of money in Fruittown.
Yeah.
Here's a funny thing, right? It's a crazy story.
And let me put these people in there, Lee, before you go for the story. Okay. I got to put the Bellows and I got to put my guy, the Bernards, man. I got to put them in there as well.
That's the Bernards.
The Bellows, all them, man. But go ahead, man. Say what you gonna say, Lee.
Man, how I got into me and Ducky, right?
Uh-huh.
We catching the bus. We probably we might have been like 18, 17, because I'm a little older than that. And we went catching the bus trying to find a job. We couldn't find a job nowhere.
Western Avenue, Queen.
Yeah, so I ended up finding a job making about back then probably like $6 an hour. And as I come home, Duck in the streets, right?
Uh-huh.
I see Duck with a rag foe, with a motorcycle, with a mobile home. On my way coming home from work, I said, "Hey, Duck, teach me how to serve that water."
Oh, shucks, Lee.
Hey, man, my bro taught me. I quit before you know it. I had a rag. I'm like, what the hell was working?
It was over with. This money right here is too good.
Oh, man, it was just too good back then. But yeah, man, them was the good days, man. Ain't no more. Those days is gone.
And man, shout out to Jackie too, man. Jackie Cox, man.
Oh yeah.
Man. There's so many, man. Even I'm BB and Clyde, rest in peace. Top Cat, of course. Momo, Zap. It just we could go on and on, man.
So many, man. Top Cat over there, so many. But yeah, man, them was the good days.
I never knew Top Cat, you know what I mean? But I know who he is, but I never got the chance to meet him. Hopefully I get a chance to meet him, you know what I mean? But like Ducky and Dave, I know them, Big Bubba Simon. The ones I named, I really know them dudes, you know what I mean? But Top Cat, I never met Top Cat, but I knew the Bernards, you know what I mean? Because a lot of those people that was there, they was there in the 60s, when I was over there, you know what I mean?
So Big Clyde them was over there.
No, Clyde them came later, man. But I knew Clyde, BB, Joyce, and Frankie. Their mom couldn't talk. I mean, she was a deaf mute. She spoke with sign language. I knew their friend Carla that stayed around the corner on Plum. I think she rests in peace too now.
So yeah, but getting back to our youth, man, we need to try to figure out something. It's hard for me. I can't figure out nothing for them, because I couldn't even keep my son from going out of town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's a difficult task, but it's a task that I'm up for, Lee, because like I say, man, I like our youth because they're strong, and I like the old because they know the way. And I think if we put both of those things together, we can get somewhere with the strength and the way. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And if I have to write a curriculum or put some things together, I'm willing to do it. You know what I mean? I'm willing to go out, but I'm gonna need the support. I'm gonna need the people. I'm gonna need everybody to come in. You know what I mean? I want everybody to come into the huddle. I want, Damu, Piru, whatever, Crip, whatever.
True.
Everybody to come to the huddle, man, because I want it to be about black people. And I understand that it takes a village to raise a child, but also a child that is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. So I want all the children to feel the warmth of the village. You understand?
Yeah, we got to do something. But we got some of them is hazardous material over there running around, corrosive. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some is corrosive.
Uh-huh. Look it up. You see, that's Lee. Say hi, Lee. Tell Lee hi. Say hi.
What grade she in, Mel?
She's not in the grade. Well, Kaya, what are you? 4?
5.
Oh, she's 5 now? You finna go to kindergarten? Not yet. She just turned 5.
Yeah, man, we gotta look out for our children.
You had their birthday?
With my sister.
She's a twin, Lee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, her sister was just in the movie. We had her twin in the movie with my son.
Oh, okay, man.
She was playing alongside Vivica Fox.
That's cool, man. That's a tight movie.
Yeah. But so Lee, man, I just got the news from Stan Shepard, man.
Oh, the streets are undefeated?
Yes. The podcast. When can we expect it? Let's talk about it.
First of the year, man. What we're going to try to do is steer the youth out the streets. Let them know you can't beat the streets. It's an illusion when you think you're going to win.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, man. Everybody we used to coming up, whether they had hands or whatever, they was a guns.
Uh-huh.
They no longer here.
Right.
They couldn't beat these streets.
Right.
That's the past. No disrespect to Malcolm or none of them, right?
That's him right there.
That's what they need to see.
See that, Malcolm?
Absolutely. That's what they need to know. That
they go to movie star right here.
Hey,
now
movie star.
Bears on me. Okay, y'all go back over there. Don't beat me up with teddy bears. Y'all go back over there. Go on, Snuggles. Man, they trying to bombard me, Lee. You want some music? Okay, let Papa finish this and I'll come get y'all some music. Okay. Say bye, Muggy. Say bye, Muggy.
Hey, they miss you, man.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
They throwing teddy bears and everything on me.
Yeah, but we trying to get these youth, man. We not trying to get them to go out and kill nobody. Who it is. It's like all youth, whether it's white, Chinese, Mexican, black. We trying to save the kids. Period. You know what I mean?
Right.
We just want these children to live, man.
So
I got 15 grandchildren.
How many?
15.
Yeah, you up there, bro.
Yeah, one of them driving.
Oh man, drive trucks?
No, driving cars, like driving this little car.
Okay, cool. Okay, go take them to Granny. Go take that. See if she can let y'all have it. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Go that way. Bye-bye. What is that? Oh.
Which you probably don't need. You just left the doctor. They told you to use it. Because y'all you do is sit back here. Y'all understand.
Oh, wow. So, so Lee, what you doing for tomorrow, man?
Oh man, I love me some turkey, man. I love me some turkey. Hopefully, my boy James, man, he made some
James is in
wild
the
steak.
chat, Lee.
Yeah, hopefully he do something tomorrow.
Oh, James cooking?
Oh man, that boy be going down, man.
James be going down like that?
Well, put it this way, he got somebody that can season. He
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I got about 20 lobster tails I'm gonna deep fry tomorrow.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I'm a fry like 2 turkeys and some lobster tails. Hey, Steve Barber, say what's up, Lee.
Tell Steve I said what up, man.
He see you in there.
Yeah. Steve was my boy, man. How Steve doing? He all right?
Yeah, he doing, man. Steve go fishing a lot too, Lee, like you do.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Steve be getting it in, man. He got a fishing hole somewhere not too far from where you live, Lee. They
Oh,
get it in.
yeah. Steve was the one that when I was in high school, he was telling me about a cameo record that came on.
Uh-huh.
What they
So
used
close that door for me. Thank you.
what they used to say at the party. He used to go, Lee, we be saying, I hate rules. I never. Steve is crazy, man. That's my boy, though, man. You know Eric Gathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Gathan sometimes be hitting me up too.
Yeah, he stayed on Palmer.
Yeah. Him and his, I think Walter was his brother.
Yeah, he got a son by my homie Little.
Yeah,
By his sister.
yeah, he out of town now, huh?
Yeah. I think he out in Texas or something.
But you know what, Mel, if we would have just learned the character of people and knew the people was getting killed because they stayed where their mother moved.
Big Deb gonna be at work, Western Avenue King. Big Deb been putting all them hours in. Go ahead, Lee. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I was saying, like I was saying before, if we would have just got the chance to know people, you know what I mean? Know the character of people.
Man, I'd have hung out with you every day, Lee.
Oh man, yeah. I remember talking to when we was kids, right? I don't know if Gangster remember that he used to be on a bike, but I think we close to the same age, but my age was my age. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
His age he was acting like he was like 5 years older than his age.
Wow. Yeah, he definitely was a man child.
Yeah, he swooped up on me and said, Lee, he said, you want to ride? Hell no, I ain't getting in that car.
Get in the car with you.
Hey, G, I wasn't going to get in the car with you, boy. Go ahead, you don't want to ride.
So back to the part where you say you got shot, Lee. How did that make you feel, though? I mean, you know what I mean? Being that.
Well, that wasn't like the first time. It was always coming at us. You know, I remember we had a party one time and we seen these dudes walking, and all of us, 3 of us walking up to them. And they just start blasting, hit my homeboy right in the center of his head. You know, fortunately he lived though. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I thought, we were getting shot at all the time.
Right.
So I got nicked a couple of times, and just that time, they kind of got me. It was Magoo.
Oh, yeah, Magoo was something else. I remember one time I was at my homeboy Mr. and Booby's house, because Mr. and Booby's house was like right behind Chisholm's house, but on Santa Fe, and Chisholm's was behind there on Chester, right? And it's me, Bebop, Booby, and my homie Jack off sleep. We coming out, walking to the driveway, man. We couldn't even get to the driveway good. I think a rock pulled up, man, and let a few go, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's my dog, man. I got rocked at lawyer, man.
Lee was in business with Tony Lane. Somebody asked, do either of us know Tony Lane? We both know Tony Lane, but Lee was actually in business with over there with Shepherd Lane Records. Talk to us about a little bit about Shepherd Lane Records. What kind of atmosphere was that, Lee?
Oh, beautiful, man. It was gonna be the next. It was gonna be the one.
Because let's get a lineup because y'all had DJ Quick,
Mossberg, World Sugar Free.
And
High C was over there. Everybody was signed to different labels, but they were there to assist, to help. You know what I mean? Especially Quick and everybody. It was like, man. And then Stan took it to another level. You know, Stan took it to another level.
Yeah, Mustafa Williams, Palm and Oaks, man. Palm and Oaks was really like a little brother to Santana. Not taking nothing from him, man, but they couldn't handle that over there, man. Man, Ludus, that would have been too big of a chore for Palm and Oaks, man. And I ain't taking nothing from them. I'm just giving you my honest opinion about it. Because like I told y'all, man, Ludus was the biggest game, man. If you think about the landmass in the surrounding, they went from Linwood all the way from. Matter of fact, they went to. I even shortened it because you guys went all the way on Gibson Street, Waverly, on Paramount, all the way back up to Long Beach Boulevard, and then past Long Beach Boulevard down to Pearl, crossed over into where we were at, and then back all over there by Pine and Orchard and stuff. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It was just.
I mean, back in the day, boy, I used to say, boy, we from the L and the most two powerful peas in Compton. Nobody, man. And you know, we was like, you know, we grew up being brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? They taught us that the Crips couldn't fight. And we grew up believing that. You know what I'm saying? Because we never, you know, Mel, I never wanted to be a Crip. And when the Crips got to know me, even in the pen, they used to be like, man, what made y'all want to be Piru Bloods? They couldn't really understand it, man.
Yeah.
And it was always like 101. I remember going through the county jail, and I remember them red Levi's they used to sell. I had on red Levi's, man. I must have got choked out. My Adam apple was probably hurting for a whole year. I mean, you know, we couldn't do nothing because we shot. So the way he grabbed me, couldn't do nothing, man.
Right.
But we used to, man,
Muggy, okay, quick question. What do you want? Take Snuggles back in there, Muggy, for me so I can finish this. You guys go in there and I'll be in there in a minute, okay? All right, take everybody back in there, Muggy. I'll call him Muggy.
Muggy.
Yeah, what's your name, Muggy? Michael what? Come here. Tell Lee what's your name.
Michael Jensen.
Michael Jackson?
Jensen.
Michael Jensen.
Oh, he said,
okay, take the kids back up here and play, and I'll be up there in a minute. Go with him, Micaiah. Take the little teddy bear with y'all. I'll see y'all in a minute. Bye-bye. Yeah, take that with you. They want to play, man. That's what they know. Damn, I didn't know that. What you didn't know, Kick, man? He said he didn't know that. Content is king. Yeah. I'm trying to see what he didn't know, Lee. Did you catch that?
no.
I guess it was something we were discussing about.
You know, I don't have my glasses.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Lee. Big Deb, how you doing, man? You on the job? You on the clock? That's Big Devil in there. He's from Polk Street.
Oh, okay. I remember going over there with Rose them back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to go on that street. Harley Devil, he younger than me, huh?
Yeah, he's younger than you, Lee.
Okay.
I think Deb just barely turned 50 or 49 or something like that.
Yeah. He about 10 up on me.
So what was your relationship with because back in the day, Cross Atlantic was that the lines during that time. The lines, all that at one time, like Lee explained earlier, whether it was Lime, Cross Atlantic, Ma, Elm, Hollywood, even you got Washington Street. Washington Street came and went, I think. That was Shamrock and Killer and Man them over there. But anyway, they all knew that Luders was headquarters.
Yeah, it all fell under Lou's part. We all had an understanding.
Oh, Big Devil say he 47. I put him up too high.
I'm over 10 years over him.
Yeah. What I lose? Oh, my money? Oh, where was it at? Somebody went in my wallet and took it. Yeah, because it was, yep, it was in my wallet. 2 of them. He gonna took my whole wallet, man. You got it? That boy running around with $100 bills. Thanks. Yeah, something else, man. Y'all go back in there before I come in there for a minute. I guess he know the difference. He didn't take the dollars, Lee. He took the hundreds.
He wanted some zeros.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So hey, Lee. So man, that all that stuff, man. You was around during that time, man. Especially after you crossed over the music business. So how many homes were you allowed to purchase during that time, Lee?
To be truthful, I bought 3 homes in my name and 1 in my. You said homes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I bought 1 in my family name and 3 in my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was all by being in the music business, right?
Yeah, that was all about being in the music business. But I bought the first one when I worked. When I worked, I was the logistics supervisor for many years.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's funny how I became a logistics supervisor. I had just got out the pen, lied on my application, got the job, and people was bringing their freight to my terminal, to my bay, to where I got it loaded, and I used to make them load it. I used to scare them and punk them and make them load it, and they was telling on me. So when I went to the terminal manager and told him I want another position, he said, "You are supervisor." He said, "Don't you know they scared of you?" My check went up to about $980 a week in the 90s.
Yeah, that was good money.
Man, that was excellent money.
That was damn good money, Lee.
That's how I became supervisor from them telling on me.
Wow.
And then when I went to
Slick is in the chat too. What's up, Slick?
okay. Yeah.
You know Slick?
Huh?
You know Slick from Cabanella Park?
Slick, I probably know him, that he a youngster.
Man, and shout out to my boy Don Juan, man. Shout out to Slick and Taboo and Zoe over there from Linella's, man. I forgot about my boy Don Juan from Fruittown, man. That's my guy, man. I talked to Don the other day, Lee.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. That's Don Juan. He waiting on me to get old though. He didn't try me twice. Don Juan tried me twice.
Twice.
So I know he coming again. Juan, I know you coming, boy, but boy. My son, Lil Lee, was about to go pro.
Shout out to Hey Roo, man. What's going on, Hey Roo? We got Lee Ford on here, man. We just chopped it up about the music days and man, just really relaxed, man. I'm relaxed today, Lee. I had a great day at work, man, and it's always good, man.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah.
Shout out to United Streets of America, man. Y'all tap in with United Streets of America, man. Coming soon, a multimedia platform. From newspapers to magazines to movies to documentaries to podcasts, the full gamut.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, I don't want to keep you any longer, man. We've been here an hour, man. I know you got things to do, man. I'm gonna start going and prepping these turkeys and stuff, man, so I can get up in the morning and fry their butts right on up.
Yeah. Remember, man, the streets are undefeated.
Yeah, man. Well, before we go, talk about the podcast before we get up out. I don't think you finished talking about that.
Yeah. What we gonna do? It's gonna be a positive show, to where we're not gonna glorify this gang bang stuff. We're gonna try to steer the kids away from it because it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? It's an illusion that they think it ain't over. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be very interesting, man. Me and Stan, we putting it together right now. So tune in January.
Okay, I'll be ready, man. I'll be, man. I'm coming on. I'll be a regular guest, man.
Okay, you know that, man. You with us.
Okay, got on, man. I appreciate that.
James know he with us.
Okay, I appreciate that, man.
James ain't going nowhere.
Shout out to Big James. Shout out to Big Dev. Shout out to Hey Roo, man. Everybody in the chat room. Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, drop a comment down below. So when that dope content hit, it'll feel like the first and the fifth. It'd be just, you ever hear the mail when it's short and lead? It's just, that's how I want it, man. I just want to hear the mail just flowing, man. That's a beautiful sound, man, because we about the delivery, man. We about to deliver. We're going to deliver the people from Compton, man, from all this madness.
Absolutely.
I used to be a menace to society. Now I'm a minister to the society.
Gotta be, man.
Hey, once again, Lee, peace and blessings to your family. Be good, be safe. Most of all, be well, man. And happy Thanksgiving, against thanks taken, thanks friends, or thanks family. However you guys celebrate it, do it, man, and do it well, man. I'll be looking forward to speaking to you soon, bro. Thanks for coming aboard.
All right. Cool.
All right, peace. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, man. That's Lee Ford, you guys. Great conversation with Lee, man. We're looking forward to having more conversations in the days to come. So you guys enjoy your holidays. And I'm Professor Melly Mail, and we are out. We are out. We are out. Shout out to Roy Williams. Shout out to Big Deal Crystal, Kickman, Marlena Williams. Man, there go my boy. Man, he still ain't learned his ABCs. Man, this man still talking about ABDs. Shout out to Cynthia Nunn, Devon Cutmore, Western Avenue Queen, Yeshua Muhammad, Dr. Funk. Man, there's so many, man. Flint, Michigan in the house. James McDonald, Johnny Sullivan. I'm not sure if he have a sister named Tammy Ford, but I will ask him. I would definitely ask him if he have a sister named Tammy Ford. But anyway, You guys enjoy your weekend, man. Talk to you soon. Professor Melly Mel, we are out. What up, Turtle?